It's the time for Packets from China. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Wicked Gamer and Collector. So in today's Package from China, we are going to take a close look at the GameCube HDMI budget dongle. So this can be, or I hope there will be a cheap solution for the HDMI problem I having with the Nintendo GameCube. There are some modifications, but though most of the things, they are just freaking expensive, and if they're not expensive, they are very hard to assemble on your GameCube. So I was hoping this little dongle gives us the basic cheap plug and play solution. So what you can see already, this thing is 3D printed, and I must say it doesn't look very bad. It looks very sturdy, and yeah, I like it. So at the back we're having the mini HDMI, I'm saying it correctly. So this is not the normal HDMI connection. We're going to get a cable with it. If you don't have this cable, keep in mind that you need to buy this legal converter. But to make this video a little bit better, or thinking how can I make it better, let's do a comparison with different cables. But before we're going any further, I just wanted to show you something. So before you're going to order this product, you need to check if your GameCube is the model that has 2 ports, because the later models only having the AV out. Normally we're having a component cable, they're freaking expensive, so don't bother finding them. So that's the reason why I'm happy with this little dongle. So you're going to put them in over here. First of all, if you want to use normal cable, you need to use the little dongle, what I already mentioned before, like this one. You're going to put it in here, or just a full complete cable, and that's it. And it's ready to go. But what I'm also going to do, what I already mentioned, I wanted to do more reviews with the AV out port. So we're going to do the side-by-side comparison. Alright, so what are we going to do? We're going to do the following thing. We're going to use an AV out cable. This is the cable you're always going to get with your GameCube. So this is I think the most horrible signal you can get, but that's what we're going to do. And we're having the RGB cable. So let's say if you want to make the first step from the AV out, the RGB, full RGB is the first cheap way to go, because these things are quite cheap. Leave a link in the description for all the cables if you're interested in. So what we're going to do, we're going to first do this, let's say the AV out, then we're going to go to the RGB, and then we're going to use the signal of the, let's say, HDMI or the digital signal with the little dongle. So this is the way we're going to do it. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I need to, otherwise my Elgato doesn't recognize. I will use this little cheap HD video converter for the both basic signals or the analog signals. So keep this in mind. It will upscale it a little bit, but again, it gives you a very nice and clear idea what are the differences between the cables. Alright, so I hope you're ready. I have my favorite game, F-Zero GX, ready. Let's play some games and let's see how are the differences. Alright, so in this part we are going to do a capture straight of an IPS Philips screen, so I can give you an even better idea how it looks. Alright, so from this point on I'm going to do a live capture. We are going to start with the AV out signal, and then we're going to use the RGB and then the digital. Also doing side-by-side comparisons, you have a clear idea. Nevertheless, alright, so let's do first the menu and switch between them. Cables. For the final showdown, it's time for an RGB Scart versus the HDMI. I have played the game twice for you, and I just wanted to give you this side-by-side comparison. What are the differences between the qualities? So the AV out, we're going to forget it because it's just a very horrible image. It's washed out, so there's not a really competition for the HDMI. But I wanted to show you side-by-side, at the left the RGB Scart and at the right the HDMI dongle. And here you can see already well some noticeable differences. For the left we're having a little bit, let's say, dark contrast, but the colors are very nice, to be honest. At the right, yeah, and nothing can compete of course with the HDMI signal, because this is way better. You can already see the contrast is way better, the colors are way better, and at the end it's a very nice result. What I really like about the RGB cable, it's very cheap to buy and it's very easy. The HDMI dongle is a little bit expensive, but I think this can be a very nice upgrade if you want to play your Nintendo GameCube on your LCD TV. Again, I need to point out I am using a little upscaler for the RGB signal, so this little upscale will boost the signal a little bit better. But at the end, if you do the side-by-side comparison, even with the upscaler I'm using, and for example the upscaler I'm using is around 25 euro, the cable is a couple of euros, so let's say around 30 euro having this full RGB upscaling kit. And at the right we're having the HDMI dongle that is a little bit expensive, but what you can see already is way more convenient. It's basically plug and play, you don't need any extra adapters or cables or whatsoever. So at the end, if you want to use a very nice upscaler, I think this HDMI little Chinese dongle can be a very nice option. Alright, so I just wanted to show you this. I also made a capture with the camera that is over here. Made the capture of the LCD display itself, and the reason why I just want to give you a very good idea how it's going to look, because I did notice the Elgato had a little bit of struggling with this device, but at the end it gives me and I hope you a very clear idea. So the first thing that I did notice with this, it got a little bit of an interference if I look very closely to the picture itself. But is this a very good upgrade compared with, for example, the RGB signal? Oh yeah, it's a very big improvement. It's not a very cheap dongle, keep that in mind, but this is what you're going to get. I like it, it's very cool, it's a very nice solution, but it's not perfect. Is it better than, for example, putting an HDMI connection in your GameCube? I think this is going to be even a little bit better. Nevertheless, it's a cheap solution, it's a good solution, it's a way better signal than the RGB. And yeah, let me know what you think of this. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, and become one of the Wicked Gamer. And I'll see you in my next video.